Chapter 31. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The next day, at around 8 o'clock in the morning, An Liang had breakfast at An Liang, then took a Rolls-Royce Phantom to the Patek Philippe mansion in Shanghai. It is located in Building 2 of the former British consulate and covers an area of more than 1,200 square meters. The Rolls-Royce Phantom car service provided by An Liang for An Liang was worth 10,000 yuan a day. An Liang didn't care at all. He had a winner system in life, so he should naturally enjoy it. The black Rolls-Royce Phantom was allowed to enter the Patek Philippe mansion on the Bund of Shanghai. If you change to another car, I'm afraid you will be blocked. An Liang did not wait for the driver to open the door. He opened the door and got out of the car and walked into the Patek Philippe mansion. A salesperson greeted him. "Hello, sir, I am Li Xiaolin, welcome to Patek Philippe mansion." Li Xiaolin's greetings were neither humble nor overbearing. "Hello. I previously made an appointment for the ultra-complex chronograph 5160/500G001. An Liang explained the situation. "Mr. An?" Li Xiaolin asked back, and Liang nodded slightly. "Hello, Mr. An, my name is Li Xiaolin. I am very happy that Mr. An chose our Patek Philippe. Would you like Mr. An to learn more about Patek Philippe first, or just look at the reserved watch?" Li Xiaolin asked thoughtfully, and Liang had already learned about Patek Philippe's situation on the internet, so there was no need for Li Xiaolin to elaborate. He responded, "Let's go directly to see the target." "This way please." Li Xiaolin invited. The million-level watch is naturally in the VIP room on the second floor. Li Xiaolin took An Liang to the VIP room number 1 on the second floor. There were other distinguished guests in the VIP room number 1. An Liang glanced at it, and the corner of his mouth smiled. "Miss Liang, what a coincidence." An Liang took the initiative to say hello, and he met Liang Shui again. Liang Shui and a middle-aged man who looked to be in his 40s were looking at their watches in VIP room number 1. When An Liang said hello, Liang Shui responded, "You well, Mr. An, we meet again." The middle-aged man in his 40s looked at An Liang, who was wearing LV's latest summer dress, and asked, "Xiao Xue, who is this one?" Listening to the middle-aged man's affectionate address, Liang Shui frowned secretly, but still resisted the unpleasant response. "Mr. Jin, this is Mr. An Liang, who was seated next to me on the plane yesterday. He is visiting the Magic City." Liang Shui's introduction was very clever, naming how she met An Liang, the time she met him, and where he came from. Jin Ming took the initiative to introduce himself. "My dear Jin Ming, little brother, do you want to come and see the watch?" An Liang glanced at Liang Shui. If Liang Shui's special score hadn't reached 88 points, and there was a special note indicating that she was in a sub-healthy state due to high-intensity work, An Liang would have thought that Liang Shui was a sugar daddy. "Just looking around." An Liang responded lukewarmly. Jin Ming hit a soft nail, and he felt unhappy. He asked additionally, "Which model does my little brother like? I will introduce it to you, so as not to feel distressed if you buy an unpopular model and depreciate it." Li Xiaolin and the salesperson in charge of Jin Ming did not participate in the conversation. They just stood aside and watched the situation develop. Customers will resolve their own battles. It is not appropriate for them to participate. And Liang asked back, "What is Mr. Jin going to buy?" The corners of Jin Ming's mouth turned up. "I'll just take a look, mainly to buy a watch for Xiao Xue." "Oh." An Liang looked at Liang Shui in confusion. Liang Shui had no intention of speaking. An Liang asked, "Then which one are you going to buy?" Jin Ming did not hide anything. 7122 series. As for whether it is 200R or 200G, it depends on whether Xiao Xue likes rose gold or platinum style. "I have never heard of this series. How much do they cost?" An Liang looked at Li Xiaolin. Li Xiaolin responded, "The price of the 7122 series women's watch is 199,200 yuan, which can basically be sold at the public price. The price is less than 200,000. Although it is very expensive for ordinary people, it is almost entry-level among Patek Philippe." An Liang sneered, "So it's so cheap." Jin Ming's face froze. He was pretending to be cool, but An Liang turned it around and pretended to be cool. Is a watch worth almost 200,000 yuan really cheap? Of course not. Jin Ming snorted softly, what are you going to buy, little brother? I don't know much about watches, and I have never bought a watch before. I only know that Patek Philippe is very famous, so I randomly selected some models online, and then called them to ask which ones were in stock and bought them. An Liang said casually. By the way, it seems that 5160/500G001 is in stock, right? An Liang looked at Li Xiaolin and added, this model is quite complicated. I made a special note of it before I came here to avoid making mistakes if I remember it wrongly. Jin Ming's face was a little ugly. He was indeed very familiar with Patek Philippe. An Liang had just reported the model number, and he knew the price of that watch because he had just seen that watch and looked at it through a glass protective box. The salesperson said that it had been booked and could not be checked carefully, so he was fooled again by pretending. Li Xiaolin cooperated with An Liang and said with certainty, yes, Mr. An, the one you booked is indeed 5160/500G001, other styles are not available, especially the blue starry sky, its output is very small, we can only help you register and queue up. First take out the 5160 and take a look. An Liang responded, Jin Ming's face became even more embarrassed. When he opened his mouth, he said blue starry sky, is this guy really buying it, or is he just pretending? Jin Ming was slapped in the face repeatedly, but he did not leave, but wanted to see if An Liang really wanted to buy it. What if An Liang doesn't buy it? Hey! He will definitely make An Liang doubt his life. Reading books on May Day is a joy. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now, activity time, April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 32. You are listening at novelfull.audio. VIP room number 1 on the second floor of the Patek Philippe mansion in the Magic City. Jin Ming watched the show in silence. If An Liang didn't buy it in the end, he had already thought about how to make An Liang become autistic. Liang Shui was also secretly surprised. She secretly checked the 5160/500G001 model on her mobile phone. Looking at the public price of 1.27 million, Liang Shui was also curious whether An Liang would buy it, although a watch worth more than 1 million yuan is not particularly expensive, but to buy a watch worth more than 1 million yuan, the annual net income must be at least 5 million, right? Take Jin Ming as an example. Jin Ming opened an entertainment company called Jin Shimingyu. Although it claims to have a market value of over 100 million, it has only more than 10 million in liquidity. If Jin Ming were asked to buy a watch worth more than 1 million yuan, Jin Ming would never buy it. Li Xiaolin took out the 5160/500G001. He first introduced it to An Liang. This super complex chronograph watch has a special craftsmanship. Its back cover uses hand-engraved engraving technology. This one is reversible. The back shell protects the back cover to prevent the back cover from accidentally falling, cover broken. Li Xiaolin specifically demonstrated the reversible hand-engraved back cover. When it is opened, Patek Philippe's ultra-complex movement has nowhere to hide in the transparent back cover. Mr. An, I can definitely assure you that the selling price of this watch in 5 years will be 100% higher than the current selling price, and your investment will be properly appreciated. Li Xiaolin said with faint pride. Patek Philippe's slogan is, no one can truly own Patek Philippe, it is just kept for the next generation. It is this kind of confidence that makes Patek Philippe unique in the watch industry and finally reaches its peak. An Liang General 5160/500G001 is worn on the left wrist. The 38 mm diameter watch looks elegant and low-key. Is there a mirror? I want to see it. An Liang asked. Li Xiaolin moved a small mirror over so that An Liang could observe his wrist in the mirror. After An Liang looked at it, he asked again, is there a full-length mirror? Before Li Xiaolin answered, Jin Ming said angrily, little brother, a watch is not a piece of clothing, so do you need a full-length mirror? Li Xiaolin responded politely, please, Mr. An, we have a full-length mirror. An Liang ignored Jin Ming. He followed Li Xiaolin and looked in front of the full-length mirror. He was very satisfied with this watch. The simple engraving craftsmanship on the bezel, coupled with the simple reflection of the stars and moon, it is indeed a good watch. Swipe your card. An Liang took out his bank card and handed it to Li Xiaolin. Li Xiaolin said that he has many question marks, a watch worth more than 1 million yuan, a new customer who claims to have never bought a watch, a young man who looks no more than 20 years old, buy it directly. When he first saw An Liang, if An Liang hadn't been wearing the latest Louis Vuitton summer dress, Li Xiaolin would have thought that An Liang was making a reservation for fun, but now he just swiped his card. Mr. An, don't you need to know more? Li Xiaolin couldn't help but remind him. No need, I quite like it, it matches my elegant temperament. An Liang praised himself, Li Xiaolin smiled and said, indeed. An Liang was wearing a Louis Vuitton summer dress. There was no elegance at all. He clearly looked like a nouveau riche, right? However, no matter what kind of temperament An Liang had, Jin Ming was slapped in the face again. He just looked at An Liang and asked for a small mirror again. And it requires a full-length mirror. He thought An Liang was trying to find fault and said he would not buy it. What does it mean to directly swipe the card? When Li Xiaolin successfully swiped the card using the mobile POS machine, Jin Ming was speechless. The luxury of more than 1 million yuan. The watch is not a luxury milk tea worth more than 100 yuan, Liang Shui also looked at An Liang in surprise. Yesterday when she saw the Rolls-Royce picking up An Liang from the airport, she was guessing that An Liang was not simple. Did she still underestimate An Liang? Ding! Random mission, attack the old man Jin Ming and give a lady's watch to Liang Shui. Task reward, final calculation based on the results, failure penalty, none. After An Liang discovered that the life winner system released random tasks, he secretly rejoiced. This kind of random tasks is great, and you can make a fortune even if you don't guarantee it. Hey, Mr. Jin, you haven't left yet? An Liang said teasingly, by the way, Mr. Jin, the 7122 series watch you just mentioned is too cheap. I'm not telling you, man, you should be more generous when flirting with girls. Since you want to give me a Patek Philippe, then. You can't choose entry-level ones, and girls will be embarrassed to wear them, right? Liang Shui really wanted to tell An Liang that if she bought an entry-level Patek Philippe watch for herself, she would be embarrassed to wear it. Not only would she be embarrassed, she would even post it in a circle of friends to show off. After all, she is not a big star. What's wrong with a 100,000 yuan watch? Jin Ming wanted to refute, but considering that An Liang directly took a 1.27 million yuan luxury watch, he didn't know how to refute An Liang. An Liang continued to talk aggressively, although Ms. Liang and I have just met, I think Ms. Liang deserves a better watch, not just an entry-level toy. Jin Ming said he was going to vomit. Is a watch worth nearly 200,000 yuan a small toy? Which wealthy family's eldest son released it? Big discount on Dragon Boat Festival reading. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Grab a deposit now, event time, June 22nd to June 24th. Chapter 33. You are listening at novelfull.audio. If there were no random tasks in the life winner system, An Liang probably wouldn't argue with Jin Ming. After all, he was just a passerby. What's the point of An Liang arguing with him? As a result, the life winner system gave random tasks. An Liang said that he also wanted to be a good person, but the winner system of life did not allow it. Brotherly, what ladies' watches are there now? An Liang asked. Li Xiaolin quickly responded, Mr. An, just call me Shaoli. I'll check it right away. Please wait. An Liang nodded and added, check if there are more than 1 million. Don't tell me about the 7122 series, that introductory series. Oh, it's just a despicable way for an old man to deceive a pure girl. Jin Ming frowned as he listened, but he couldn't refute. Listening to An Liang's tone, is he planning to buy another million-level lady's watch? Liang Shui was secretly happy. She was forcibly arranged by the agency today. She is accompanying Jin Ming because her agency needs Jin Ming's Jinshe Mingyue Entertainment to invest in an online drama, if Liang Shui can handle this matter, then the heroine of the online drama will be Liang Shui, if not. Of course there will be no chance. Jin Ming asked Liang Shui to come over by name, and Liang Shui had no choice but to come over, but she had her own bottom line, she could just accompany her for shopping, and don't think about anything else. That's why, Jin Ming brought Liang Shui to Patek Philippe, and he was going to give it to her. Liang Shui bought an entry-level women's watch from Patek Philippe, invested in a web drama heroine, and finally won Liang Shui, but now an accident happened. An Liang intervened and directly disrupted Jin Ming's plan. In less than 2 minutes, Li Xiaolin after leaving, he responded apologetically, "Sorry, Mr. An, our store currently does not have women's watches worth over 1 million yuan. Not really." An Liang complained. Li Xiaolin explained, "Almost all million-level women's watches require reservations." "What are the most expensive women's watches currently?" An Liang asked. "There is a complex function chronograph 4937 R001, which is made of 18K rose gold with diamonds. The case is inlaid with 431 diamonds, totaling 2.79 carats. The buckle has 27 grams of diamonds, totaling 0.2 carats. The price is 515,000. Li Xiaolin introduced, he added, "Mr. An is already our VIP customer of Patek Philippe. If you need to buy this watch, it only costs 500,000 yuan. There is also a 4978/400G001, which..." Before Li Xiaolin finished the introduction, he was interrupted by An Liang. "Take them all out and check them out." An Liang ordered. "Please wait." Li Xiaolin immediately took out the 2 watches and placed them on the glass counter, indicating to An Liang to check. An Liang greeted, "Ms. Liang, if I want to buy a watch for my girlfriend, which one do you think is more beautiful in your opinion?" "Nice." Liang Shui was stunned for a moment, but she still came over to help with reference. 4937 R overall presents a fusion style of rose gold and white, and the strap is also white leather, which looks noble, although the other 4978 is more expensive in price. It cost more than 10,000 yuan, but the blue strap, blue scales, and blue hands made it somewhat inconsistent with the little fairy's aesthetic. Liang Shui thought for a moment before responding, "If it follows my aesthetic concept, I prefer the 4937 R001 model. Try it on." An Liang signaled. Li Xiaolin took out the watch diligently and said, "Miss Liang, you are welcome to try it on." Liang Shui didn't think much about it. She put it on her left wrist and showed it to An Liang for inspection. An Liang nodded and said heartily, "Mr. Jin, see if this one is better than that one." "Some." Jin Ming snorted, abandoned Liang Shui and left first. Liang Shui watched Jin Ming leave without grace, and sighed secretly in her heart. This time the mission of attracting investment was considered a failure, but she did not vent her anger on An Liang. After all, even without An Liang, she would not accept Jin Ming's request. An Liang also saw Jin Ming's actions. He looked at Liang Shui and said, "I'm sorry, Miss Liang, I didn't mean it. I just can't stand that kind of old man. It's disgusting to spend a small amount of money to do big things." Liang Shui rolled her eyes at An Liang. She was about to take off the watch, but An Liang stopped her. "There is no need to take it off. Although I don't know why you are here with that old man, I know that I should have caused you trouble. This watch should be used as compensation." An Liang said quickly. "Shaoli, swipe your card." An Liang handed over the bank card. Li Xiaolin was very good at observing people's actions. He could see that An Liang was very determined in handing over the bank card. Without any hesitation, he naturally took the bank card. Liang Shui stopped him and said, "Mr. An, this watch is too expensive, I can't accept it." Seeing Liang Shui continue to untie her watch strap, An Liang directly held Liang Shui's wrist and stopped her movement. He teased, "How about you treat me to dinner?" An Liang continued, "Just in time, I'm also very curious. Can you tell me the story between you and Mr. Jin?" Liang Shui's face turned slightly red. She stopped understanding the movements of the watch strap, but also broke away from An Liang's hand. She secretly decided to treat An Liang to a meal, and then return the watch to An Liang. Where would Mr. An want to eat? Liang Shui asked, and Liang asked back, I'm not familiar with demons. What do you decide? Chapter 34. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The Patek Philippe mansion in the Magic City, and Liang Shui walked out together. The driver of An Liang had opened the rear door of the Rolls-Royce Phantom. Liang Shui got in first, and An Liang got in from the other side. Mr. An, where are you going now? The driver of the special car asked. Liang Shui responded on behalf of An Liang, do you know about Rongqing Restaurant on Fuxing Middle Road? The driver replied affirmatively, I know. An Liang added, let's go to Rongqing Restaurant. Okay. The chauffeur immediately started the Rolls-Royce Phantom. The majestic Rolls-Royce Phantom drove calmly. In the spacious back seat, Liang Shui introduced the information of Rongqing Restaurant. Rongqing Restaurant is a famous local dish in our magical city. The main style is moderate salty and light, keeping the original taste. Mr. An is traveling to Shanghai, and I would like to recommend our local cuisine. Liang Shui explained. No problem. An Liang responded. The two chatted about the humanities and customs of the Magic City, and arrived at Rongqing Restaurant about an hour later. Liang Shui walked in front, and she said to the service staff first, we have a reservation, surnamed Liang, 2 people, we need a private room. The service staff responded, hello, our private room has a low consumption of 2,000 yuan, is that okay? Liang Shui nodded, no problem. This way please. The service staff led the way, and Liang Shui followed and came to a small box. The service staff handed them 2 tablets to browse the dishes, and then exited the box. Mr. An, please feel free. Liang Shui said to An Liang while sliding the tablet. An Liang was looking at the signature dishes. Old Magic City smoked fish looks good, it has the atmosphere of Old Magic City. Liang Shui smiled slightly, smoked fish is really good. An Liang glanced at the tablet a few more times. Here's another Xinjiang roast goose, lobster rice with rice, and you can take care of the rest. The smoked fish in Lao Modu only costs 98 yuan, and the roasted goose in Xinjiang only costs 128 yuan. The most recommended lobster rice is only 39 yuan per person. The dishes An Liang ordered are very restrained, not at all like the boldness at Patek Philippe, but such a restrained way of ordering won Liang Shui's favor. Liang Shui looked at it on the tablet computer, and then ordered a Rongqing Yiping clay pot. The price is 399 yuan. It is a standard braised local dish. Ranked second on the popular recommendation list, Liang Shui ordered another 398 yuan steamed bamboo shoot fish, which is also a standard local dish with thick oil red sauce. Then he ordered a 298 yuan baked lamb chop with vanilla sauce. As well as the poinsettia braised pork for 198 yuan, we also need to arrange the signature dish of black truffle shrimps, which is priced at 398 yuan. Finally, we also add a lamented fried eel paste for 258 yuan, which finally makes up for the low cost of the private room. What a waste! An Liang said on the side. Liang Shui responded negatively, it won't be wasted. You will know after a while. The first thing that came up was Xinjiang roast goose. It looked like a big bowl of Xinjiang roast goose on the tablet, but when it was brought to the table, I found that there was only a small plate. The smoked fish in Lamadu is also in the same style. The promotional pictures in it looked like a lot, but in fact there were only 6 pieces, and each piece was only 1/3 the size of a bank card. When 2 pieces of baked lamb chops with vanilla sauce were served, and Liang finally understood what Liang Shui meant. The unit price of the dishes in this Rongqing restaurant seems not expensive, but is the portion so small? The Yiping braised pork is even worse. The 198 yuan Yiping braised pork is only the weight of a small rice bowl, and the braised pork is only 4 lumps. An Liang, it was the time for a long meal. The 18-year-old boy had a big appetite. After finally finishing everything, he added a piece of lobster rice, and An Liang was only 9 minutes full. Fortunately, the food at Rongqing restaurant was delicious. It's worth the price. If you only evaluate the taste of the dishes, An Liang thinks it can be given 8.5 points on a 10-point scale. Ding! The host enjoyed an unforgettable taste experience and received a food enjoyment cashback card. Food enjoyment cashback card. The host organizes a food enjoyment activity for up to 4 people. When the food enjoyment activity ends, the host will receive a cashback of 1 to 100 times the corresponding consumption, and additionally receive a satisfaction bonus from the rest of the people except the host. Become special note. If the host invites 3 people to participate in the food enjoyment activity, the total consumption is 10,000 yuan, the cashback multiple is 100 times, and the satisfaction of the remaining 3 people is 80%, 90%, and 100% respectively. The total cashback received by the host is 10,000 yuan multiplied by 100 times the cashback multiple, and then multiplied by the satisfaction factor of 2.7. An Liang silently calculated in his mind. The final cashback reward was 2.7 million. An Liang only got more than 50,000 yuan from a similar dining cashback last time. He originally thought it would be similar this time, but this time the food enjoyment cashback card is so powerful. Mr. An, thank you very much for your help, but I really can't accept this watch. Liang Shui took off the Patek Philippe 4937 R001 watch, then put it into the watch box, then put the watch box into Patek Philippe's shopping bag, and then put them together on the table. Faced with Liang Shui's actions, An Liang thought about it in the end. He didn't force it. Just as his act of only ordering relatively cheap dishes made Liang Shui fond of him, Liang Shui's initiative to return the watch also won An Liang's favor. Chapter 35. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the small private room of Rongqing restaurant, Liang Shui took the initiative to return the Patek Philippe 4937 R001 to An Liang. Even though she really liked this watch worth 500,000 yuan, she had her own bottom line, and Liang appreciated Liang Shui's bottom line approach. He did not force Liang Shui to accept the watch. He just asked, "What's going on with Mr. Jean?" Liang Shui was silent for more than 10 seconds before responding, "Mr. An, yes. Do you have time? If you have time, can we find a place to have a drink?" "That's okay too." An Liang agreed. "Are you looking for a place?" "Number 29 on the Bund." Liang Shui responded while using her mobile phone to pay for the bill on her tablet, and Liang did not rush to pay. Sometimes it is inappropriate to rush to pay. The two walked out of Rongqing restaurant together, and the driver of Yangyun Aman was already waiting for them. After getting in the car, An Liang ordered, "Master, number 29 on the Bund." The driver of the private car responded and started to set off. Number 29 on the Bund is far less famous than number 19 on the Bund. Number 29 is just a bar. Liang Shui has been there before, and she knows that number 29 on the Bund is very formal. Besides, number 29 is just a bar. What else could have happened in broad daylight? It took almost an hour to arrive at number 29 on the Bund. An Liang took out 200 yuan in cash and handed it to the driver. "Master, you go have something to eat first. We should stay for a while." "Thank you, Mr. An." The driver of the private car was not polite either. "By the way, master, please put this thing in the trunk." An Liang ordered. The Patek Philippe 4937 R001 returned by Liang Shui was placed in a car by An Liang, and the driver would naturally handle it. And Liang Shui got out of the car, and they walked to the Iris bar at number 29 on the Bund, and then chose a corner position. "Mr. An, what would you like to drink?" Liang Shui asked, and Liang responded, "Just kumquat and lemon juice. I ate a little greasy there just now. It's just right to relieve the greasiness." Hearing that An Liang asked for a cup of kumquat and lemon juice, Liang Shui had a better impression of An Liang. If An Liang arranged for drinks as soon as he came up, Liang Shui would only deal with it casually, and then would say that he had something to do and leave first. "Don't you want a drink?" Liang Shui took the initiative to speak, and Liang waved his hands in denial. "The juice is enough." Liang Shui pressed the service bell. After waiting for the waiter to come, Liang Shui took the initiative and said, "Let's have a cup of Long Island iced tea and a cup of kumquat lemon juice." Although Long Island iced tea is called iced tea, it is not iced tea. It is a cocktail made from vodka, tequila, rum, and gin. When the waiter left, Liang Shui took the initiative to say he got excited and said, "The name of Mr. Jin is Jin Ming. He is the boss of Jin Shimingyu Entertainment. Our agency hopes to find their company to invest and cooperate in a web drama." Liang Shui continued, "The other party asked me to talk to him personally about the online drama by name. If I succeed in the negotiation, I will be the heroine of the online drama." And Liang answered, "I must have caused you trouble when we were at Patek Philippe, right?" Liang Shui shook her head. Actually, Mr. An happened to help me out. Jin Ming's investment conditions were too excessive and unacceptable to me. When I was at Patek Philippe, I was ready to find an excuse to leave, and Liang laughed loudly. I really didn't read the old man's thoughts wrongly. Liang Shui rolled her eyes at An Liang. She took a sip of Long Island iced tea and said, "Mr. An, don't you have any thoughts?" An Liang looked at Liang Shui with a half-smile. Before answering Liang Shui, the Life Winner system issued a new prompt. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing the mission of attacking the old man Jin Ming. In view of Liang Shui's friendliness towards the host continuing to increase, the mission evaluation is S-level. Congratulations to the host for receiving a specific consumption cashback reward. The host's consumption at Patek Philippe will be randomly 1 to 3 times cashback. Can the host get the reward immediately? An Liang spent 1.77 million soft sister coins at Patek Philippe. Even if it is just double the cash back, it is equivalent to buying 2 high-end Patek Philippe watches for nothing. Get your rewards now. An Liang responded, "Congratulations to the host for getting 3 times the cash back reward for specific consumption, with a total limit of 5.32 million yuan. Do you want to withdraw it to your bank card immediately?" Life Winner system sends out a query. An Liang originally had more than 3.4 million yuan on his bank card, but he spent 1.77 million yuan. After adding in the cost of raising a monyuan, there was only less than 1.6 million yuan left. Now I suddenly get more than 5 million cash back rewards for specific consumption, which can be described as a wave of fat. Certainly. An Liang responded. The next moment, An Liang's mobile phone sent a text message. His Gongshang bank card received 5.32 million in funds, and the balance almost reached 7 million. This is what is called, a horse will not be fat without night grass, and a person will not be rich without windfall, right? Liang Shui looked at the silent An Liang, and added with a blush on her face, "Sorry, Mr. An, I was just joking." An Liang looked at Liang Shui, whose cheeks were blushing, and he laughed, "Are you just joking? I took it seriously." "It's over." Liang Shui rolled her eyes at An Liang. An Liang asked further, "By the way, the web series you just mentioned, are you going to make a web series? P.S. The author of Puji is cracked. I followed someone else's example and paid 2,000 flowers for an extra update. In the first 5 days, I got a total of 900 flowers. Then today, I got 4,800 flowers. The 2 additional chapters are scheduled at 23 o'clock and 0 o'clock. I'm stupid, reading books on May Day is a joy. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 36. You are listening at novelfull.audio. In the corner of the iris clear bar, Liang Shui picked up the Long Island iced tea again. She took a big sip, pressed the service bell, and ordered another cup of Long Island iced tea before speaking slowly. Mr. An knows me, so he should know that I am not very popular, right? Liang Shui continued talking without waiting for An Liang's response. Our SHN group has a large number of people, but the only one who really stands out is the once-in-a-millennium beautiful girl. The others are all down by more than 1 level, including me. Liang Shui said mockingly, in their entire group, among so many generations of personnel, only the beautiful girl who comes once in 1,000 years can really stand out. As for the others, they are really not that good. This web drama is actually a very low-cost web drama. According to the wishes of our agency, we are going to ask Jinshe Mingyue Entertainment to invest 5 million, and then the company will invest 2 million by itself, plus some unknown artists. Collaborate on a youth inspirational drama of 12 to 16 episodes. Liang Shui explained about the online drama. According to the brokerage company's idea, they hope to have a 50% interest share with Jean Sherminghua, so this cooperation is more troublesome. Liang Shui didn't speak too clearly. My mission is to facilitate this cooperation and then become the heroine of the web drama. Liang Shui continued to add, and Liang sighed secretly, that circle is really complicated. The agency's idea is very good, just 2 million, plus the resources of some unknown artists, they hope to be worth 5 million, this is not fa hai to the flea on the bed, has it been made clear what it means? No wonder Jin Ming called Liang Shui so affectionately. He probably thought Liang Shui would give in, right? Although most unknown artists may have given in, it definitely did not include Liang Shui. An Liang raised the gold orange lemon juice signaled, Liang Shui also picked up the Long Island iced tea. After she and An Liang clinked a glass, she took another big sip, which was obviously a drink to drown her sorrows. Now that Mr. Jean has left without saying goodbye, your cooperation is destined to fail. Your agency will probably make things difficult for you, right? An Liang asked tentatively. Liang Shui silently took a sip of the remaining Long Island iced tea. She ordered another cup before responding, the agency will not embarrass me. It was originally a cooperation of exchange of interests. I accepted it. Under certain conditions, the other party would invest in a web drama and let me be the heroine. If I didn't accept it, I wouldn't get these benefits. After Liang Shui finished speaking, she took the initiative to hold up the Long Island iced tea and signaled An Liang to clink glasses. She continued, such things are very common in our circle. I don't accept it, but there are always people who do. Without exception. An Liang is curious. Of course. Liang Shui responded, some people have very strong backgrounds, some people bring money into the market, and some people are very talented and lucky. These are exceptions, and Liang asked curiously, what are your online dramas like? It should be difficult to get back the money on a small investment, right? Small costs are easy to recover. Liang Shui told another insider story, small cost does not mean small production. Most of the small cost investment is used for filming, and relatively little is actually used for actor expenses. Under such circumstances, it is easy to become popular. Style. Coupled with the current development of online broadcast channels, signing a contract with a minimum guarantee plus commission, and an investment of 7 million, the hope of making a return is very high, and there are also various copyrights, basically there will be no loss. Liang Shui added. If it becomes popular, there is still a chance to make a lot of money. Liang Shui added, what's more important is that you can also praise your favorite artists. Isn't it an investment that can gain you multiple benefits with one stone? That what she said makes sense. An Liang can't find any refutation at all. After all, this is the case from Jin Ming's point of view. Although he spent 5 million to invest in online dramas, the probability of losing money on this money is relatively small, and it is also there is a chance of becoming famous. What's more important is that he can choose a heroine. If there is no loss, is it a waste of money? What if it becomes popular? Wouldn't it be a loss? Ding! Random task, invest in the web drama Our Promise. Option 1, invest 5 million, activate the friendly value scanning system, and obtain 10 million investment profits. Choice 2, refuse to invest and get the title of, Sitting in Peace. With this kind of task selection, do you still need to choose? It is indeed a winner system in life. The options it gives are exactly the rhythm of a winner in life. I choose 1. An Liang responded without hesitation. After making his choice, An Liang looked at Liang Zuhu and said, what is the name of the web drama you are preparing? Our Promise is a youth drama that tends to be fresh. There is no romance, only positive energy elements of hard work. Liang Shui explained the situation. She added, I have read the script. This drama may become a hit. It has no abuse points and fully embodies the positive energy that results will come from hard work. It is just suitable for modern young people. An Liang smiled and said, Then do you need investment? Liang Shui was stunned for a moment, you invest. If not. An Liang asked back, it's great to read books on May Day. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Grab a deposit now, event time, April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 37. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Liang Shui looked at An Liang hesitantly. In her opinion, An Liang's amount of funds should be no problem. After all, An Liang had purchased 2 watches from Patek Philippe before, with a total value of 1.77 million, therefore, Yang Shui did not doubt An Liang's problem with the amount of funds. What are your requirements? Liang Shui asked tentatively, and Liang had already turned on the scanning system to determine Liang Shui's friendliness value, current scanning object, Liang Shui, current object's friendliness value, 65, friendliness value classification remarks, -100 and lower, hatred status, -99 to 0, disgusted state 0 to 59, passerby state 60 to 69, ordinary friends 70 to 79, close friends 80 to 89, close friends/lover 90 to 99, intimate relationship/lover relationship. An Liang looked at the friendly rating information noted in the life winner system, and he discovered 2 blind spots. The first blind spot is the 90 to 99 stage. Why should intimate relationships and lover relationships be expressed separately? Aren't the 2 the same relationship? As for the second blind spot, what about the situation above 99 points? It's a pity that the winner system of life has no explanation. At present, Liang Shui's friendship value is 65 points, and the 2 of them are ordinary friends. This positioning is very rational. After all, An Liang and Liang Shui have only met for the second time. They met for the first time on the plane yesterday and again today at Patek Philippe. That's it. How high can the friendship value be? Facing Liang Shui's question, An Liang replied directly in the negative, I'm not an old man. Liang Shui was amused by An Liang's answer. This answer was really heart-wrenching, nailing Jin Ming to the pillar of shame once again. Why does Mr. An want to invest? Liang Shui asked curiously, and Liang responded, you said before that the possibility of losing money on this drama of yours is very small, and there is even a chance of it becoming popular. If it becomes popular, wouldn't it make a huge profit? An Liang continued, besides, I disturbed your investment matter. My conscience tells me that I can't sit idly by and ignore it. Plus, I'm your fan, so investing in you should be okay, right? An Liang said with a smile. Hearing An Liang express that he was a fan of hers, Liang Shui rolled her eyes at An Liang charmingly. She reminded, even if the possibility of losing money is very small, there is still the possibility of losing money. An Liang secretly laughed. The life winner system has said that it can make a profit of 10 million, so it must be able to make a profit of 10 million. How can there be a loss? After all, it is a life winner system. Let's understand it. It doesn't matter, it's just 5 million. An Liang responded calmly. Liang Shui was secretly shocked, just 5 million. Although 5 million sounds like a small amount, in fact, how many companies with assets of hundreds of millions cannot come up with 5 million in cash flow? Do you really want to invest? Liang Shui asked again, and Liang nodded with a smile, really. I am sure, I must invest. If you are worried, I can transfer 5 million funds to your account first, okay? Liang Shui waved her hands quickly, no, I believe you. Liang Shui took the initiative to pick up the Long Island iced tea and clink the glasses with An Liang. Thank you, Mr. An. I'm just looking for an investment opportunity. An Liang responded. Liang Shui drank all the Long Island iced tea in one gulp and drank 3 cups of high-quality Long Island iced tea in a row. Liang Shui's face turned red. Thank you so much this time. Liang Shui said a little drunkenly, although I can refuse Jin Ming's investment, the brokerage company will not give me other resources, so I can only go to various business show announcements day and night. Some members in our group have advised me. They said that after bowing their heads, it doesn't really matter. They will eventually find a boyfriend anyway, right? Liang Shui seemed really a little drunk. She revealed the inside story of that circle. In fact, this opportunity is really rare. Our promise is a good drama with a good script and positive energy in the struggle genre. As long as the actors' acting skills are online, it will definitely become a hit. Liang Shui seemed to be talking to herself. But I just can't get over my own level. I don't want to bow my head. I don't want to bow my head either. I don't want to become the person I hate the most. Liang Shui said as if she was venting her anger, and Liang continued, then stick to yourself. Work hard. If this web drama becomes a hit, you should have some capital, right? Liang Shui nodded affirmatively, so thank you again. An Liang used the friendly scanning system to check Liang Shui's friendliness value again. As expected, it increased as he guessed, from 65 points to 70 points, although it only increased by 5 points, there was an essential difference. 65 points at that time, An Liang and Liang Shui were just ordinary friends, at the level of acquaintances. At most, they could say hello and then have an ordinary meal. At 70 o'clock, the two became close friends, even if they were just friends. We have just reached the level of close friends, but our relationship has definitely improved a lot. Another cup of Long Island iced tea. Liang Shui greeted the waiter, and Liang complained, want a drink? Reading books on May Day will be great. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 38. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Liang Shui seemed to be a little drunk. After all, Long Island iced tea is a cocktail mixed with alcohol. Seeing her ordering another cup of Long Island iced tea, An Liang naturally wanted to complain. Don't worry, Mr. An, I have a good capacity for drinking, so I won't get drunk at all. Liang Shui said confidently, and Liang joked, fortunately I don't drink. Boys should protect themselves outside. If they are drunk, those girls will have a chance. Liang Shui rolled her eyes at An Liang again, perhaps because An Liang wanted to invest in online dramas. Liang Shui was in a very good mood. She drank one cup after another of Long Island iced tea. When the sixth cup came, An Liang judged that Liang Shui was already drunk. This situation made An Liang very embarrassed. An Liang even wanted to post a message, we are in a bar, the girl is drunk, what should we do next? Wait online, it is quite urgent. According to the style of the message, it should be did you reply at the beginning of, I'm in the hotel. Hey, did you say you have a good drinking capacity? An Liang complained. He glanced at Liang Shui's mobile phone on the table. The mobile phone used by the other party was an iPhone 8 Plus, and Liang took Liang Shui's right hand and tried to use his thumb to unlock it. Most people like to set their right thumb to fingerprint unlock. Right? Liang Shui was no exception. An Liang successfully unlocked the phone. He looked through the recent call records and found the contact information of Liang Shui's assistant. He directly used Liang Shui's mobile phone to call. Less than 10 seconds later, a woman answered the phone, Shui, you. An Liang interrupted the other party directly, hello, are you Liang Shui's assistant? Liang Shui's assistant was stunned for a moment, and she immediately asked, who are you, where is Liang Shui? I am Liang Shui's friend An Liang. We are at Iris at number 29 on the Bund. Liang Shui is drunk. Can you come and pick her up? An Liang asked. Okay, I'll be right over. Liang Shui's assistant agreed without saying a word. However, An Liang didn't know that when he was talking to the assistant, Liang Shui was lying on the table with the corners of her mouth slightly raised. This person was obviously pretending to be drunk, thus testing An Liang. Attitude, after all, she was worried that An Liang had other intentions when investing in online dramas. So Liang Shui came up with such a strategy. When she deliberately pretended to be drunk, if An Liang had bad intentions, then she would find out directly, right? In the end, An Liang actually contacted her assistant on her mobile phone. Such an operation made Liang Shui's scalp numb. She told the truth before, and she had a good drinking capacity, but An Liang also told the truth. Boys should protect themselves outside. If they drink after being drunk, those girls would have a chance. Liang Shui expressed her willingness to call An Liang Shuo. After ending the call, An Liang entered his mobile phone number into Liang Shui's mobile phone and made a note of his name. After all, the two parties had decided after receiving the cooperation intention, An Liang really wanted to invest 5 million to film Liang Shui's online drama. The winner system in life said it would have a profit of 10 million, so why not invest? An Liang stored his phone number in Liang Shui's. He put Shui Liang's cell phone on the table directly without peeking into any secrets in Liang Shui's cell phone. His act of putting down the cell phone was naturally discovered by Liang Shui, who was pretending to be drunk, and Liang Shui's friendliness value further increased. Nearly 40 minutes later, Liang Shui's assistant finally arrived at Iris. She was a little girl wearing round glasses who looked about the same age as Liang Shui. She looked at Liang Shui lying on the table and the An Liang, who was playing with his cell phone, immediately apologized. "Hello, Mr. An, I am Russell Fun, Ms. Liang Shui's assistant. I'm very sorry to trouble you to take care of Ms. Liang Shui. Thank you very much." Russell Fun clasped his hands together and bowed to express his apology, and Liang waved his hand and said, "You're welcome. You take Liang Shui away first, and after she wakes up, ask her to contact me. She has my phone number in her mobile phone." "Okay, Mr. An, thank you again." Russell Fun bowed again to express her gratitude, then put away Shui Liang's mobile phone, and then carefully helped Shui Liang leave. When Russell Fun helped Shui Liang to the car, she complained, Shui, you pretending to be drunk again." Liang Shui opened her eyes, and she responded casually, "Let's go back first." On the other hand, An Liang didn't find out that Liang Shui was pretending to be drunk. He had no idea of taking advantage of others. How could he find out that Liang Shui was pretending to be drunk? An Liang has a winning system in life and can also take advantage of others. Operation. An Liang is more concerned about the situation after the upgrade of the life winner system. He bought 2 watches from Patek Philippe, with a total consumption of 1.77 million soft sister coins. According to a 1-to-1 ratio, he gained 1.77 million life winner system experience, including the consumption at Yanyan Amman. He has gained a total of more than 1.8 million experience points. Logically speaking, it should be upgraded continuously, right? He is checking the relevant record information of the life winner system. The life winner system has been upgraded from the 2nd level to the 3rd level, requires 200,000 experience points. He has already accumulated almost 180,000 experience points, so now he will kill him instantly. Reading books on May Day will be great. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Recharge now. Event time, April 29th, May 3rd. Chapter 39. You are listening at novelfull.audio. The life winner system only requires 400,000 experience points to upgrade from level 3 to level 4, 1 million experience points to upgrade from level 4 to level 5, and 5 million experience points to upgrade from level 5 to level 6, and Liang has currently gained more than 1.8 million experience points, and his level in the life winner system has directly reached the 5th level. Host. An Liang, level. LV5. Reserve. 0.41, 622 yuan, blessing. 0.0.8 yuan/second, experience. 0.392, 270/5000000. Appearance. Skills. Driving. Proficient. English. Proficient at I in the 5th level life winner system. Blessing. Income per second reaches 0.8 yuan. 1 minute is 48 yuan, 1 hour is 2,880 yuan. 1 day is close to 70,000 yuan, and 1 month is more than 2 million. So An Liang is now a boss with a monthly salary of 2 million. Or do you not need to do anything and earn a monthly salary of 2 million? Life winner system aioli gives. After reading the upgrade information of the winner of life system, An Liang returned to the Aminyanjian Hotel in a Rolls-Royce Phantom. He was going to complete another task at the Aminyanjian Hotel. At around 5 o'clock in the evening, An Liang raised his left hand in the ancient camphor forest of Aminyanjian, making a gesture of touching the forest, and showed the Patek Philippe 5160/500G001 on his wrist. An Liang took several photos with his mobile phone in his right hand before picking out a suitable photo. He clearly captured the Patek Philippe 5160/500G001 and the lush ancient camphor forest. An Liang checked the pictures again, and after confirming that he could identify Patek Philippe 5160/500G001, he opened his prestige and prepared to publish it on WeChat Moments. This circle of friends is naturally an irony of He Siming showing off the Longines moon phase watch in the circle of friends, and it is also to complete the task of the winner system in life. Shijiang ancient village is perfectly integrated into the bustling magical city. An Liang edited the copy, attached pictures, and added the positioning of Aminyanjian. Finally, he skillfully blocked the grouping of family members and relatives before publishing it in the circle of friends. When An Liang posted the WeChat Moments, his high school classmates quickly started to like it, and Zhou Kong even commented on the theme of the message, "I'm stupid." Yang Yun Aman. Patek Philippe 5160/500G001. Brother Liang, please give me a leg hair, I just want a leg hair. Although Zhou Kang's message did not mention the price of the Patek Philippe 5160/500G001 watch, he has already mentioned the brand and model of the watch. There is a brand and model, so why can't I check the price online? Li Xian also liked An Liang's circle of friends. She knew very well that An Liang was not showing off his wealth, and there was no need to use a Patek Philippe watch to show off his wealth. Wouldn't it be better to just buy a Porsche 911 Turbo S? Li Xian guessed An Liang's purpose. He Siming showed off Longines watch in the circle of friends before, so will An Liang go back to show off now? He Siming naturally saw An Liang's circle of friends. When he showed off the Longines moon phase watch in his circle of friends before, he did block An Liang. Now An Liang shows off millions of ultra-luxury watches in his circle of friends. Even if An Liang didn't say anything in the class group, He Siming still has a sense of the feeling of burning in my cheeks. He Siming was secretly angry. He had obviously blocked An Liang, so why did An Liang still show off a wave of million-level ultra-luxury watches in his circle of friends? Even though An Liang didn't mention him, He Siming still felt that An Liang was targeting him. If An Liang knew what He Siming was thinking, he would definitely tell He Siming to be more confident and remove the word feel. He was targeting He Siming. An Liang only posted on Moments and did not pretend to be cool in the class group, but Zhou Kong, a half-hearted person, helped An Liang to act crazy in the class group. In the class group of Class 6, Grade 3, Zhou Kong is sending messages. The public price of the Patek Philippe An Liang wore was a full 1.27 million. What's more important is that according to Patek Philippe's situation, there is basically no possibility of discounting it. Zhou Kong continued to send the message, if Longines is the entry-level luxury choice, then Patek Philippe is the ultimate choice for watches. In the field of watches, Patek Philippe has stood at the highest peak. Zhou Kong sent the message. He Siming looked at the message sent by Zhou Kong, especially when Zhou Kong ordered the Longines brand. He almost couldn't help but come out to confront Zhou Kong. What did Zhou Kong mean? Taunt him directly. It is true that He Siming cannot stand up to An Liang, but He Siming is not afraid of Zhou Kong. Originally, He Siming wanted to let it go, but Zhou Kong started to introduce the difference between Patek Philippe and Longines in the group, and compared Longines to the poor man's Patek Philippe. This metaphor directly made He Siming furious. At Zhou Kong, what kind of watch are you wearing? He Siming asked. Zhou Kong was not polite either. He directly faced the line, I can't say that without a watch. Does it mean that I have to buy something before I can say anything? Sir, this is the 21st century, and we died early in the morning. An Liang looked at Zhou Kang's line, and he jumped out to support him and said, I think what Zhou Kong said makes sense. At least I don't understand Patek Philippe, nor do I know much about other watches. He Siming said he was going to vomit. An Liang doesn't understand Patek Philippe. And then directly bought a Patek Philippe worth more than 1 million. Hee. P.S. Xiaopuji vomited, why are the flowers only 6,000 plus? It used to be 100 or 200 a day. Reading books on May Day is a joy. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP points. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, April 29th to May 3rd. Chapter 40. You are listening at novelfull.audio. An Liang showed off an ultra-luxury watch worth more than 1 million in his circle of friends, and Zhou Kang's encouragement once again pushed He Siming into autistic mode. In the class group, An Liang came to the line in person and said that Zhou Kang was right, and He Siming immediately disconnected. Brother Liang, are you raising Yunamon? Zhou Kang sent a message asking, and Liang responded affirmatively, I have read the story of Yang Yunamon before, and I happen to be in the Magic City, so I chose it by the way. Do you listen to what others say? Zhou Kang complained, the starting price of that hotel is more than 6,000, right? Zhou Kang made additional inquiries, yes. An Liang responded, and then received a prompt message from the Life Winner system. He sent 5 lucky red envelopes worth 2,000 yuan to 20 people in the class group, and then said he had to run away if something happened. He Siming, who was originally disconnected, still accepted the red envelope silently. You can't have trouble with money, right? Besides, when receiving the red envelope, he could see how much money An Liang had given out. If a rich man like An Liang was too stingy with his red envelope, he could get angry. When he clicked on the first red envelope, He Siming was shocked. Because he took a look at the other people's collections. Several people received more than 100 yuan, and the others also received 70 or 80 yuan. He was the only one who received 2.22 yuan. When he was about to receive the other 4 red envelopes, he discovered that the other 4 red envelopes had already been received. There are more than 50 people in the class group of Class 6, Grade 3, and a mere 5 and 20 pieces of lucky red envelopes. Isn't it a matter of seconds? Sun Feifei, wow. Thank you, rich man. All are super big bags. 5 red envelopes, I grabbed more than 800 in a hurry. Li. Envy. I only got 2. A total of more than 100 yuan. Li Xian, I grabbed all 5, a total of 946 yuan. Zhou Kang, that I vomited. Why is the goddess so lucky? All 5 red envelopes were grabbed, and only 260 yuan was taken away. Zhou Kang, that I saw the squad leader, and I only grabbed 1. It was only 2.22 yuan, a big red envelope of 2,000 yuan. 20 people were trying their luck, and the average per capita was 100 yuan. In the end, the squad leader only had 2.22 yuan. He Siming is autistic again. Fortunately, this is a prestige group. If it were a penguin group, He Siming would not be able to impulsively kick Zhou Kang out of the group. Seeing An Liang hand out 5 super red envelopes worth 2,000 yuan, He Siming's original cautious thoughts disappeared. What's so exciting about such big red envelopes? In the Yangyun Amon Hotel, An Liang returned to the room while checking the feedback information from the winner of life. Ding. Congratulations to the host for completing the random task, showing off a million-level ultra-luxury watch in the circle of friends. Task reward, 20% equity of Tyrant Virtual Currency Mine, Renan Investment Company. Note 1, the host provided Yanan Investment Company with a new virtual currency acquisition algorithm, thereby obtaining 20% of the equity. Remark 2. The system has supported this event from the level of causality. All funds of the host will be obtained through Renan Investment Company, thereby obtaining public funding channels. An Liang looked at the reward this time. He immediately understood the meaning of this reward. This reward made up for his reasonable source of funds. After the global popularity of Bitcoin, virtual currency investment has now been understood by ordinary people. They at least know this concept and know how to make money with this thing. An Liang has received this reward, and he will have a legitimate source of funds. Otherwise, even if he has the source of funds to invest in the market, he will not be able to openly show his wealth among his parents and relatives. This reward is An Liang's favorite reward, the reward he wants most, and the reward he has been looking forward to. Special reminder, the host needs to go to Gumen, the capital of Tyrant, in person to determine the corresponding equity information. Life Winner System supplementary reminder, traveling to Tyrant in person. An Liang said it was not a problem at all. Tyrant and Dacia have a tourist visa exemption agreement. You only need to apply for a passport and you can easily travel to Tyrant. As for the passport, that's even simpler. An Liang thought about taking care of this matter when he returned to Xingqing. By settling the equity issue of Thailand's Renan investment company as soon as possible, An Liang can drive the Porsche 911 Turbo S home openly and bring home various high-end luxury brands. It was nearly 8 o'clock in the evening, and Liang received Liang Shue's call. He answered it directly and said first, "Are you sober?" Liang Shue was a little embarrassed. "Is she not drunk? Mr. An, are you still in Shanghai?" Liang Shui changed the topic of drunkenness, and Liang responded affirmatively, "Of course, I'm still raising Amon Yun." Liang Shui hesitated for a moment before asking, "Mr. An, do you really want to invest in the web drama Our Promise? Reading books on May Day will be great. Recharge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Grab a deposit now. Activity time, April 29th to May 3rd.